Hello, everybody, and welcome to Sports Talk locally on a Sunday night here in California. My name is Ed. Welcome to our special short segment of the Lakers. As many of you know, Lakers lost yesterday, so it was a very tough moment there for LA fans. We're gonna go ahead and talk about what's going on with the Lakers. I'm just waiting for my partner Jesus to join us momentarily, but um, while we're here, let's go ahead and talk. And I believe my And it's a Sunday, another Sunday.
Happy Sunday, partner.
What should be a happy Sunday, but we got some bad news. This is going to be the first of our two episodes. Coming up next in a couple minutes, we'll have a special live edition of NFL Sports Talk. A lot of breaking news has happened over the past few hours. We're going to talk to you about the latest in the NFL, but first we're going to talk about the Lakers. Last night the Lakers lost in Boston against the champion Celtics, and the loss snapped their 9-game win streak. But partner, the big story from that game wasn't the loss, but it concerned LeBron James. You want to tell the viewers what happened after?
Yeah, so this was a key injury late in the third quarter in which LeBron James suffered a groin injury, which he did not return for the rest of the season. But this morning came out that LeBron James will miss 1 to 2 weeks with a groin strain, and he's gonna get evaluated for the next 24 hours, which is pretty big because this next week, 2 weeks and a half, Lakers have like a 7 game span in like 9 days. So this is key for the Lakers. What you think?
Well, we knew it was going to happen at some point because LeBron's been putting in a lot of minutes as of late, especially during this 8-game win streak. He averaged almost close to 35 minutes, almost 40 minutes a game. I think the game against the Pelicans last week in LA was the only time that he didn't play much because that was a lopsided win. But in the 8-game win streak, he was playing a lot. So also he had to carry this load because Austin Reeves was out for a few games. So far with the stretch of LeBron's injury, couple things here. The first thing is he's gonna miss the Lakers stretch of 6 games and 8 nights. So you got some back to backs in there. So this might be a good time for him to rest his body. The second reason is Luka Doncic. This is the reason why the Lakers went out and got him in that trade. Now it's time for him to step it up, and he can make a big difference. I mean, look, AD was good at defense and rebounding, but Luka Doncic can shoot from distance, from threes, post jumps. He can even take it all the way to the loop. So we'll have to see how it's time for him to call up his number. And then the third thing, Austin Reeves is going to return with Luka Doncic. Austin Reeves came back last week, before the road trip, and then getting a healthy Rui Hamakura back. He's been out for about a week, so there's a possibility that we may not see LeBron here much, partner, with the little half of the season left.
Yeah, with this last month of NBA going, we could see a LeBron James rest or like keep him out because this could be a concerning. Like if they bring him back so quick and he re-injures that groin, that could be key going into the playoffs. So they might keep it safe. But I will say I like what you said about Luka Doncic. I think he's able to carry this team. He's that type of superstar caliber. He did it with the Mavs. He took the Mavs to the finals by himself. But now it's his time to do it with the Lakers and see what happens. And many role basketball players in that Laker uniform that has to step up even more. Then So what do you think the Lakers should do? Like, because Luka has been playing with a casual probable injury as well.
Well, I think it's time to put Luka into the test. I mean, I mentioned before, this is the reason why they went out and got him. And yeah, I know he's been recovering from his Christmas injury, but now it's time to kind of like take a risk because you look at right now, they got a big stretch coming up. They're on the road for the next three. They got to go to Brooklyn, the Bucks, the Nuggets, tough teams there. Then they got to play Phoenix. The that's a playoff team. San Antonio Spurs, that should be a winnable game. They got two rematch. They got the second rematch with Denver in less than a week and Milwaukee. So, you're going to play some good teams right there. And this is going to test the Lakers and it's also going to, decide the fate of their season. They're number two right now in the West. They're in a good spot, to possibly get a bye. If they drop down, then they're going to have to play in the first round. So, getting a bye is very helpful for the Lakers. They need it. So this stretch is gonna test out how they'll finish the season. Because look, Oklahoma's playing good basketball. I don't think the Lakers can catch up to them. Unless there's a huge collapse, I don't see it happening. Also, you got other teams in that Western Conference that's chasing the Lakers. You got teams in the playoff hunt, and you also got teams in the play-in tournament hunt, and anything can happen. I mean, look, we just be fortunate that the Lakers are not the Dallas Mavericks. Look how much they had to endure since his trade. You know, it's going to be hard. But after the game, JJ Redick talked about the game. He did talk about the situation with LeBron. So let's go ahead and play what he had to say after last night.
Concern with LeBron and the coin. Obviously concerned. Don't have any information right now, though. What were you able to do after that tough third quarter to kind of get back into the game, and where do you think Boston did it in the third to take the lead like that? Didn't like our general just pace, and a lot of people think pace is playing fast and up and down, but you got to have some thrust. And we didn't have any thrust in the half court. We missed 3 layups, missed all our catch and shoot threes. I think we were 1 for whatever we were in that quarter. Just we weren't generating enough force to put any pressure on the rim and to get better looks. I think sometimes in these games, you never know what to chalk these things up to. But I think sort of an East Coast trip, some brain fog, execution wise for us. It was a little out of character for us, and I think that contributed as well to that third quarter, where just we would call a play and we wouldn't actually run the play. We would drop an ATO. We would not have the right defender in the right spot. It was just out of character, and that got us stagnated. JJ, it looked like when LeBron signaled for that timeout that he tried to stretch it out and give it a go. Did you get a sense for where he was at all during that? No, I just assumed he was out for the game. You've said before that, identities are fluid, and the way your team has played the last 10 games might not be the way that it has played the next 10. If he is unable to play for a little bit here, what has to happen for you guys to survive it? I think we just have to continue to play hard and play defense. And frankly, I thought we defended well tonight. Missing Jackson and not being able to sort of have him roam off of Holiday, I think hurt a little bit with the rim protection. But we forced them into a lot of off the dribble jumpers after the first quarter. We wanted to limit their threes. They shot 38 threes. They averaged 48. Tatum and Brown, for those guys, they played 42 minutes and 46 minutes and both took over 25 shots. And we executed well defensively on a lot of things. We could clean some stuff up. We cleaned some stuff up in game. I thought our guys responded well, and we were able to get some stops and get back in the game. JJ, to go back to the offense, you guys were clearly targeting Horford and Pritchard to some extent. Do you feel like the mismatch hunting at times kind of stagnated or led to too much ISO, or were you happy with? No, I think the stagnation. We wanted to attack their bigs in space, and we wanted to attack their smalls and tight spaces. I don't think we did a good enough job of attacking their smalls and tight spaces, and that's what I mean from earlier, just about just some out of character things that I'm not sure what got lost in translation, but our guys have been great with that stuff. And frankly, Al Horford's awesome still. He still moves his feet and does a really good job defensively.
JJ, I came in after you began, so I apologize if you addressed this. But when you guys had cut it from 22 down to 7 or 9, when the timeout comes, the game is there for the taking. Obviously, LeBron can't return. Did you get to sense any of his, I guess, frustration in the moment, not being able to?
No,
Okay.
no. As soon as I saw him grab his groin and say it's my groin, I just moved on to the next thing.
That was Coach JJ Redick on his reaction to the game last night. Also, the injury to LeBron James. LeBron James did speak after the game about his injury. Here's more reaction.
LeBron, just what's your level of concern right now with the groin?
Not much concern. Obviously, day to day, look at it each day, see if it gets better, and take the proper measurements and see what we need to do going forward.
Just what's the process for you mentally over the years? When you have something happen like that, and, do you wait to get imaging back, or do you kind of have a certain feel?
I don't know. Sit down, right with Mike, and figure out what the best case of plan is going forward.
You walk away from this game feeling confident that you guys can compete with these guys, see them down the road.
We compete the person easily, so we got to continue to build our habits. Though we're not where they are. It's the defending champion, and they've been playing basketball together for a long time. They got a great chemistry and what they want to do. We made an acquisition late in the season, and we're still trying to build. And we want to get forward. That's the number one objective for us. How we can get forward, get all our guys together, and see exactly what we look like. So, we feel like we can be versus.
Can you point to a player's sequence that caused the?
That was the last play. The last score I had on Jaylen Brown. For me, they extended it a little bit too much. Kind of pivots, and then when I landed, I felt it. So that was the last one.
And it's something you managed since your basically first season in LA. Is it something that you had to actively dealing with before tonight?
No, it just happened.
Look at that timeout. Like, you spent the whole timeout stretching, like, trying to see if there was a way. What was kind of going through your mind during that process, and how frustrating was it, that walk?
The first thing that popped in my mind was Christmas Day, the Lakers, the first thing that popped in my mind. I've been there before, and I know what type of injury you're dealing with. Second thing I thought about was 80. It's crazy, but I thought about 80. And then I'm over there just trying to see how much mobility, and see if I can possibly give it a go. And then I came back here and did a couple of stretches and a couple of things that ultimately knew that I was probably going to be done for the rest of the night. So you said
That was LeBron James with his reaction. Partner, what was your reaction to what he had to say about the injury?
Yeah, so from his reaction, I feel like he's not very too concerned, as he mentioned it in a post game, and I think it's not the worst case scenario because he does get rest and recovery, even though it's like a mild injury. He's gonna recover. He's gonna come back strong. I feel like if it was a more serious injury, he wouldn't been talking to the media right away. But I think he's confident enough in which he'll be back. But the only downside I think that the Lakers will have with LeBron not being in the lineup these next weeks, I think it will likely cost the Lakers the number 2 seed, because this morning the Lakers were in the 3rd seed, but luckily the Oklahoma City Thunder beat the Nuggets, which made the Lakers go back to 2nd place. So it's going to be a tough one.
Lakers have 2 meetings with the Nuggets in the next 2 weeks. Could this decide the seedings in the playoffs if they're able to win both meetings?
I believe so, because with all LeBron, I think the Lakers don't mind giving up that 2nd seed. But after that, I think they're going to keep competing but that's gonna be a hard one for the Lakers. They're going to the East Coast. They're gonna fly back and forth a couple of games. Then I think the Lakers are shorthanded. It's gonna be tough.
Is it time now for Luka Doncic to show what he can do to lead this team?
I believe, yeah, it's time. He's gonna take over this team. We could see it, but he is dealing with a back soreness these last couple of games, in which I feel like he will do Luca. Luca will be Luca magic, but yeah, it's his time.
You also have an injury report list. Though, can you tell us what the injury report is as of today, prior to tomorrow night's matchup?
Yes, for tomorrow's a night matchup, which will be a 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 Eastern. So the Lakers currently have Luka Doncic and Jackson Hayes questionable for the game, and the players already ruled out is Dorian Finney-Smith with a left ankle soreness, Rui Hachimura, who's been out quite a while now, I think a couple weeks now, with that left patellar tendon patty, and LeBron James, of course, of what had happened yesterday, and as well as Maxi Kleber, who's dealing with a right foot surgery. So the Lakers are super short-handed if Darian Finney-Smith is already out, and if Luca or Hayes is out, that's even tougher for them.
Now, Bronny James is currently with the South Bay Lakers in the below level. Will you think this be a good time to call him back up and join the Lakers, at least for now, until they can get some players back?
I believe so. I wouldn't be surprised if he will be flown out during this East Coast trip, or they just wait until they're back in LA to have him in the bench because they're down a couple guys.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see um, what's going to happen. The Lakers are going on it's a 4-game road trip after Boston, so there's 3 left. So they'll be in Brooklyn, Milwaukee, and Denver. Then they'll come back home to take on Phoenix, the Spurs, the Nuggets for the second time in a week, and the Milwaukee Bucks again for the second time in a week. So you got 2 teams there you're playing rematches against. So how important is it for the Lakers to get wins over Denver and Phoenix?
It's very important, but I feel like it starts with tomorrow's game at the Brooklyn Nets in New York because I feel like the Nets have been struggling this season, even with their full lineup. Yes, they have a couple of key injuries, but if the Lakers don't beat the Nets tomorrow, I think it's going to be a tough one if they could beat the Nuggets and the Bucks.
The only team I can see Lakers beating for sure is the San Antonio Spurs because they're at the bottom, near the bottom of the conference. Um, but the other teams, I think it's must win. They gotta try at least to beat everyone else. Maybe one loss they can afford, but I think this week will determine how they'll finish the season. Currently in the 2 spot because of the Nuggets loss yesterday. The Lakers do hold the tiebreaker right now with Denver. If the playoffs were to start today, the Lakers would be the 2 seed. But we could see the Lakers drop all the way to maybe what could the worst possibly be? How low can the Lakers get down to?
I feel like the Lakers, worst case scenario, they could land on the 4th, 5th spot. But once LeBron comes back, there's going to be at least a week, 2 weeks of NBA basketball left, and I feel like they're going to keep Luka and LeBron and get that pre-playoff rotations in before the season. But I don't mind if they get the 4 and 5th seed, and I don't think they mind either.
Well, it's going to be interesting part to see what happens this week. I think this week could be a deciding point in how their season goes down. But that's going to go ahead and wrap up this portion of Lakers talk. Lakers lose 101 to 111. They are in Brooklyn tomorrow at 4:30. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break here for this segment. When we come back, we're going to talk some NFL. Big news over the past few hours. Big busy day as free agency period has begun. We got some breaking news regarding the Rams, the Buffalo Bills, and the Seattle Seahawks. There is a bit of a development. We'll bring that in when we come back here. So stay tuned. We'll bring you the latest in the NFL after this.